Hey all, this is going to have to be a part one and part two. Got interrupted. Thought it was some county official, but it was just some guy wanted to go fishing here. I'm sitting by a creek. So this is part two. So it'll be two videos. Where was I? Yeah, so I got to McDonald's and no plugs. That's the first time it's happened on this trip, and under the circumstances, I really wanted to plug in my laptop. So I was kind of frustrated. Even though they didn't have plugs, I stayed there and I got some coffee. I didn't want to just walk in and walk out. And got some coffee, sat over in the corner away from everybody else. Didn't make a scene. And the people in there just started making the comments again. They're the homeless guy, the bum, blah, blah, blah. And this mom, she was in her 30s. She had two kids with her, and she's explaining to her two kids that, you know, people like me are bad, that I'm trouble. And I'm just sitting there listening to her and feeding this stuff to her kids. And I'm just like, what's going on here? And I got really put off by that. And then there was another woman, an older woman. She's a little older than me, and she had a little boy with her. So I'm assuming it was her grandson. I don't know. And they were sitting doing whatever. And then she gets up and she comes over and she goes and wants to hand me a bunch of money. And I was like, I don't really want to take this. And she goes, what? And I'm like, I think you think that I'm like homeless or something. And she's like, aren't you? And I'm like, no. I said, I'm on a cross-country hike. And I explained to her what I was doing. And I said, I appreciate it. You know, it's a good-natured thing you're doing, but I can't take your money. And the other lady with the two kids, she heard me say this. And you could see that she was a little embarrassed about telling her kids about homeless. And I'm like, I'm not homeless. I go, backpacks don't mean you're homeless. So then I left there. There's a Hardee's up the road. And Hardee's is a good Wi-Fi spot. And they got some great coffee, by the way. Just a good recommendation if anybody's into coffee like I am. And so I walked up there. I go in and I do the scout around thing. There's no plugs. And the lady, there's everybody in the store just stopped and looked at me. Everybody. It was like that scene in Animal House when they walk into that bar, you know, and everybody just stops. The music stops and everybody just looks. And that's how it was there. And I just looked at her and I said, I was looking for an electrical outlet. And she goes, for what? And I said, because I said I wanted to plug my laptop in and do some work. And then she turned to somebody else and she goes, call the police. And I'm like, what? So I just left. I don't know if they ever called the police or not. So I went back to Burger King, finished up with I got the Kindle. So I went there and I actually ordered a meal that time, and sat and ate a meal, trying to calm down. I was really upset yesterday. And so I ate my meal. Again, Burger King was fantastic. Very nice. Just went out of their way to make me happy. And so I wrapped things up and I packed up and I got the hell out of there. And walked out of town and put up for the night. So this morning, I'm still in, it's called Grady County. And I really wish I'd have asked that officer yesterday if he could just give me a ride to the county line, because I was done with it. And so this morning, I got up. The sun hadn't broke the horizon, but it was light out, and this highway had a nice fog over it. So I'm walking the highway west, and got the camera, taking some pictures, and I see two Grady County law enforcement vehicles and an ambulance go past me, come up to the turn, and turn around and come back. And I'm like, what the hell is going on here? And they turn on their blue lights. And the guy asked me, he goes, did you just have a gun aiming at people on the highway? I'm like, what, a gun? And I'm like, no. I said, I don't have any guns, any drugs, anything. And he saw the camera and he goes, they probably thought the camera was, I'm just like, are you really kidding me? The cops were really nice. They not accusatory at all. They did check my ID, which is fine. They're very nice. They were interested in what I was doing, asked a lot of questions. interested questions, not interrogative questions. And we shook hands and left on good terms, but that was the attitude. I mean, I'm standing, I mean, how do you mistake a camera for a gun, aiming a gun? And this is the attitude. It's like they see this configuration of the backpack and the gear. I must be somebody bad. So I just needed to get out of there. I'm glad I did. I'm right at the Decatur County line. I hope things are better. I'm not too far from Bainbridge. I'm probably less than 10 miles. And I'm just going to keep walking. The clouds are building up, so the weather will probably break again at some point. I'm hoping Bainbridge is a better experience. I've heard good things about it. It looks beautiful on the maps, and it's got to be better than Cairo. There's nothing special about Cairo. Walking through it, there was nothing bad about it. It's just highway businesses and neighborhoods off each side of the road. It's every business you can think of. I mean, they had a little Walmart there, they got Dollar Tree, they got all the restaurants you could want. They got some independent restaurants that actually looked interesting. If you're driving through that part of Georgia, it'd be a good place to stop, you know, to take care of business. But I wouldn't stay there for any reason. I don't know, I just somehow thought it was going to be a better... I get put off pretty easily. The whole homeless thing. Backpacks don't mean you're homeless. Anyway, I just wanted to do a video, you know, explaining all of that, so I don't have to write it all down. I've already put stuff in my journal, so it'll end up in the blog. But anyway, making my way to Bainbridge. I don't know if I'm going to get there today. I'd like to, but it doesn't look like it. I haven't taken a ride. I've been offered a couple rides. I've turned them down. And so I'm just going to keep on plugging. Anyway, I'll hopefully I can get my laptop working up there in Bainbridge when I get there. I know there's a library, there's McDonald's, there's all Burger Kings, all that crap there. And then from there it's northwest out of there into Alabama, another state line, which I'm looking forward to. I like Alabama, by the way. So I will talk to you folks later. Bye.